Thanks for tuning in. Today is July 24th, 2024. This is the daily read for the collective. It doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter where you're located. As far as the date is right, hopefully this is helpful to you and your loved ones. So, when the hermit energy is something that we can improve today, and the energy that will support us to improve our lives today, then it is a time to be introspective. The hermit energy is about finding out the truth, um, figuring out what's happening. But the hermit is not always seeking for external answers, but going within. Usually, it is about an internal journey in finding out the answers. So, there might be situations where we realize the fact that we have to go inwards in order to figure out something. If this is the case, we have to be careful of um, what the others are telling us today, because um, if they are telling us things that we can be introspective about and be wise about, and that can actually trigger us to look inward, then that's something that is worth to listen. But be aware of the fact that they're they are not always the case, because people can say all kinds of things, but those things, those advice, they might not be able to bring us to introspection. So we have to make sure that um, what we are listening and what we are thinking um, is actually aligned with our inner peace and inner discovery. I know I kind of having a difficulty to explain this, but I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Just what I want to say is try to identify, um, the comments that you have been receiving from the universe, from the people around you. Carefully identify them you so that you have the feeling that um, it is right for you. It is intriguing. Um, it it has the power to enlighten you to think about something. Then those advice and opinions are useful. But if they are just uh, beating the bush, or maybe if they're just simply attacking and making you feel bad on a very superficial level, then uh, please make sure that you can identify them and decipher what can actually help you to go inward and learn about your inner world. Um, even though we are all humans, but maybe not. maybe maybe some of you who are listening, maybe you're not humans. Who knows? But anyway, most of us, I kind of lost track of my thought. But anyway, um, going inward is not always the easiest thing for some of you, especially if you lead a very active life. Then going inward is something that feels abnormal for you. But for today, it is necessary to at least spend some time alone. It can be just 1 second, 10 seconds, or 1 minute, 10 minutes, whatever timing that is. Try to um, try to think about something without the distractions of the outer world. and you probably can find out some answers for your questions in regards to your life, um, and your life direction, your life path. The hermit energy sometimes is associated with solitude, so we have to have the ability to be alone, um, and be quiet. Maybe some of you need to bear the kids, need to do this, do that, take care of family, take care of your business. Um, but you can still have your solitude. There are many, many moments that you can embrace the solitude. When you are making coffee, when you are in the bathroom, when you are um, preparing to sleep, when you're traveling, um, just try to get rid of the sense of solitude, because that will calm down our nerves and find our center. And when we found our center, it is more likely for us to be aware of our true situation without the interruption of the outer world. Um, I can understand the fact that we are all living our lives with certain purposes and responsibilities. But sometimes life pressures and responsibilities and being responsible, they can only get us to that far, and we can't lie to our inner self. If we are not feeling all right internally, it will manifest externally. We can be angry and irritated, and you know what? All those emotions, we have to count that in when we're trying to discover our true self and our true identity. I understand that the fact that we can't always have the privilege to be who we truly are. Maybe sometimes we can be more aligned with our true self, but at the other times we have other duties that prevent us from being who we are. But today is a day that we have to make sure that we know who we are. Because by knowing who we truly are, by getting in touch with our true self, regardless of how slow our progress is and how 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 out of reach our life goal is becoming, no matter how we are pessimistic about what we truly want to do, at least today, if we align ourselves with our truth, then we will gain the momentum in manifesting what we truly want to achieve. Even though things might be really out of reach at the moment, but by getting in touch with our true self and our inner world, it will bring us closer to what we truly want in our lives. I know you might be worried about, hey, I have that, I need to do that, I have this responsibility, I have to do this before going inward. But make no mistake, you don't need an hour to go inward. You can do it in a moment, maybe 0.5 seconds, maybe just 1 second, maybe 2 seconds. But the hermit energy is telling us that we have to remember who we are. And we can't forget that. Because if we forget who we are, no matter how we live our lives, we can be disengaged with our true self, and you might be doing a lot of things that are very good for your reputation, but uh, what if you ignore your true self and you forget about yourself, and you're probably gonna feel sad even though you've done a lot of great things. It is about internal fulfillment, the fulfillment of being true to yourself. So this is something that the hermit energy is definitely reminding us to remember. On a physical level, hermit energy can represent seeking the knowledge, seeking something, even hanging a light, a lamp during the night to look for something, to search for something. So if you have things that you forgot or maybe you lost, um, you might consider trying to find where they are located right now, um, because it's possible that you can find it if it is in a in an environment that is very dark. If you deal with dark places, then if you put on the flashlight, you might be able to find out something. Well, the hermit is also using a cane to support their walking. So I would say today is also a day we need to be wise about a situation. We all of us, we have our canes, just like this hermit in the picture. We have our unique abilities to deal with situations where we need to be wise and utilize our wisdom and our past experiences to deal with the progress. So and the answer is within us, not from the outer world. Because the hermit has gained a lot of knowledge in his, in their previous years. So there must be situations where we might think logically that if we do this, maybe it's not a good idea, but deep inside, if we think deeper, we can understand the fact that we had these experiences before. And even though it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel good, but if we do that, it makes sense. So if you feel like something does not feel well on a superficial level, think again. Look back in your life if something similar happened before. Do you need the patience to deal with the matter right now? Or is it similar to some of the situations before you experienced before, and then you already know what's gonna happen most likely? So that we can actually move towards a path that is more stable and more fulfilling. Last but not least, I think some of you might consider getting some health advice or doing some health research, because Hermit sometimes can mean we are looking for answers about health, and answers in general. So, um, anyway, today is a good day to figure out some answers by ourselves, uh, by utilizing our experiences and our intuition and also wisdom, um, and also being in silence. If if you have the time to be silent, be in silence. So you probably can hear some voices in your mind. Um, whatever thoughts that come up, trust that and investigate them. Maybe you don't need to act on it right now, but investigate those thoughts if they come up in your mind, because they might be the clue for some of your difficult situations in life. Anyway, this is a long video, and I hope you enjoy this video. If you like the video, please consider liking it and subscribing. I appreciate your participation and time. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.